I don't know where I can even put this. Womp womp. Before we start talking, we'll wait and see if anybody slides through. Ah! Oh no! Oh dear. Honestly, the best place to put this right now. People are gonna come into the stream and be like, yeah, that's a lot of spinning. I'll try spinning, that's a good trick. Yeah, might be a bad decision, but we're gonna do it anyway. Because for day 21, we've come across a startling realization. Well, I guess I'll just start it now. Oh, someone showed up, so we'll start it now anyway. That works out better. So for anyone that has been following me with the D-Rose Sneaker Challenge for the last month, you know that on some days I do these live streams because things ain't working. I'm realizing I'm trying to get a video out, but then I go, that ain't happening. But I've also been getting, I've said it a couple times before that I've I was coming down to the wire. I don't have, I can re-review D-Rose shoes I have from the past, but I'm like, I'm running out of roses to review. But then today, as in like an hour and a half ago or so, I decided to take stock, I decided to go back to the channel and look at all my reviews and, just double check and see, are there any D-Rose shoes by chance? Are there any D-Rose shoes that you haven't done reviews of? And the answer may shock you, or at least it shocked me. Because I was surprised to find out that there's a handful of roses that I have not yet reviewed that I do have on hand currently that I could review. And it wasn't just like, a pair here that I thought I heard someone making noise, cats over here knocking stuff over. It wasn't just like, a recent pair. No, these are pairs I've had for years that for some reason I just hadn't reviewed. And so I figured today what I would do is I'd show some of the good people what these shoes are, just in case anybody really wants to have a little sneak peek and preview. And this also works in a way to give me some time to actually put these reviews together, because like I said, I didn't realize this until just maybe an hour or so ago. And the other funny thing about that to me as well is that it's not that I didn't know I had these shoes. I know pretty much every single shoe I have. What I didn't realize was that I hadn't reviewed these shoes. And I could have swore I had, but I hadn't. And so now I'm going through the process of getting them and having them. Something too I think some people might kind of like to see for a throwback of it. If anyone recognizes the old classic Bulls locker, it is still here. I do still have it. It is kind of messed up in some places, but it still works, still functions. Inside it is a whole bunch of shoe cleaner and protectants. But yeah, so I'm going through trying to dig up all these pairs and find them, Just like, for example, this is a shoe that I've never reviewed before on the channel that I thought I had, but I guess I hadn't. And these are the Inglewood 3s, 4s? These might be the Inglewood 4s. Low top. Yeah, I think these are the 4s. They could be the 3s. Or maybe the 3s. I have to look up and see. And the reason why I don't know is because, like, also the box I have them in. I bought these off of eBay. No box to match them. So, there's one pair. So today's the 21st. So, they get us to the 22nd. There's a pair here that this top part is correct for the box, or the bottom part is correct for the box, but this part's not correct. Never reviewed these, I just recently did my first shoe review, the D Rose 1 Scarlet. Yo, I'll check those out. I will end up checking your review out. I'll go back to the comment later, and so I can peep game. But speaking of, you know, the Rose 1s, the Brenda colorway, or Scarlet, or you know, however people want to look at it, this is the retro of that shoe. I never reviewed the retro of it. I've reviewed the OG, but I've never reviewed the retro. And these are still dead stock. So I have to find the the mate to it. But, you know, that's a third review right there. I have both of these. Is it this one? No, those are the regular Inglewood ones. It's this box. Another pair of Inglewood 2s. And some of these need a little bit of cleanup, you know, before I do the review of them. But this is another shoe that, like, I never reviewed. Don't know how I got away with that, but I just never reviewed it. So it's kind of an interesting thing when you have those realizations. I've been sitting on some of these D Roses for a while, but just no reviews of them at all. We got 7 viewers here right now. I want to make sure these chats are coming through. Yeah, okay. So it's a nice surprise for me because it's going to help me get through the rest of the month, because I have a pair that is on its way right now. So that will be another review. I have a pair downstairs that is already here, and that also will be another review. Rose 5s, though, that's what I was going to say too. So I realized somehow I never reviewed these Rose 5s. And this is not even my OG pair of them. I had a pair of these in high school that the sole started separating them on, and so I had taken them and had them get damaged out so I could get a different pair of D Rose shoes to hoop in. And I rebought that colorway recently, but people should know that colorway from when D Rose hit the game winner versus the Cavs, and he had the playing look like do you know who y'all playing with? You know, you got all the D Rose. Oh, what's up, Holy Ghost Rider? That's crazy. I've been looking forward to reviews, bro. I've never seen the pairs you're showing right now. Hey, that's dope, man. Hey, I appreciate it, because hopefully you'll enjoy what I got. What I got coming in store. Now, see, here's the thing. I just went through and looked at all my my pairs, and actually something for anyone that wants to go watch and see. I just made playlist on my channel for every D Rose shoe except for the Son of Shy 1, 2, and 3s. And for any of the Inglewoods and any of those. I didn't do, or Inglewoods or Lakeshores, I didn't make a playlist for those. I will update and make a playlist for those, which will be an assortment of, like, either, I'll have a thing that have, like, D Rose 773s, and then I'll do one maybe have, like, D Rose, not 4.5s. I did put 4.5s, but it will end up being stuff of, like, the other, like a random assortment of other roses. I think I saw another comment come through. Who was that? Oh, it's Caitlin. Hello. The shoe that's on the way is a pair of D Rose 7s, and I'm gonna leave those at that. No, I'll say it, because I mean, not a lot of people come through and actually rewatch the live streams later. So for the people that are here watching it now, y'all will hear it. For the people that come watch it later, great. But I'm not holding my breath for them. It's a pair of D Rose 7s, Black History Months. Those are coming. I think I should have showed you those, so you should know about those coming at some point. I don't think I actually saw these on my channel, so I think this is also another D Rose 5 that I've not done a review of. I could be mistaken, but I don't think I reviewed these. So these are also going to be added to the pile. And yeah, there was, what actually shocked me the most, I think, was the amount of D Rose 6s that I haven't done reviews of. Because I thought I had reviewed all my Rose 6s, but came to find out I have not. That was not the case. And so with that being said, I will show you. I found one of them. I think the other one is hidden back here. Further behind, that's a pair of Rose 7s. That's actually, I don't think these are. All right, so I never reviewed the black and red Rose 6s. I thought I had, but I haven't. So these are going to get a review. And I don't think I've reviewed these either, but this actually wasn't the pair I was thinking of. So these are definitely going to be, if I haven't reviewed those, I have to double check that. But like, I know for certain the black and red ones weren't. And I got to move Rose. You got to get out the way, famo. I think I have these just hidden really far back because honestly, the way I've hooped in this pair that I'm about to show y'all, I kind of beat them up a little bit more than I thought I would have for a shoe that I've never reviewed. But here they are. I never reviewed this pair of Rose 6s. This Scarlet colorway. And I thought I had. But I hadn't. And these, you know, these would be a perfect example showing to people where, you know, shoes more worn out, because I definitely have worn these a lot more. But also what I need to do, and that's the other thing I need to kind of prepare for and figure out how I'm going to be able to even do it, is that I feel like doing, before I do the big send-off video, which for at least for this current challenge thing I'm doing, the send-off video I'm going to do, I'm going to want to show all the shoes that I have in one massive video. But I don't want them not to be in their best shape they can be in terms of like what I can do with them. So I'm going to go through and clean shoes. I never reviewed this pair of Rose 7s. I don't know how, but this is the pair of Rose 7s that I have that's in like the best condition, at least for, I've played indoors in these. These aren't actually in the best condition. They do have a tear up here. But this is a colorway that I've never played in. And there's a white and blue colorway that I see on a website that I want to get. That's a pre-owned pair. But again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not sure if it's going to, if the stars are going to align to where I can make that purchase happen. I did review those. Try to make sure too I didn't miss the other comments. Let's see. The Rose 6 is a nice model. These are a pair of Rose 5s I reviewed. Those are a pair of socks. Those are a good pair of L trains. So those can stay there. Okay, so I think actually all of these are correct in the right spot. I really want to see if I can find this pair of 1.5s to show you guys, because surprisingly, there is one pair of Rose 1.5s that I do own that I've never done a review of. And that, there's all these comics over here. That's going to be a little more messy now than I can be. Lakeshore Boo Store thing. This water. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be kind of weird. Where are these? They have to have a different... Nope, it's not those. These have to have a different label than the other ones, because they're a pair of Rose 1.5s that have not been released in the States. Oh, wait, I think I see them. Oh, we're going to do this like that right now. I'm pretty certain this is them right here. This is them. So, and this is a pair that I forgot I got these from Kickscrew. All right, I got these. That's okay in my book. These are a pair of Rose 1.5s before they actually started doing the rest of the mods. And this is overseas. And these go hard. Like these, honestly. Then they also go hard because they do something that not a lot of the Rose shoes do on the 1.5s, which is these have the 773 in the tongue versus the D and the R. And I think that's just like, I mean, for me personally, I think that's pretty dope. So that is a pair that I've also not reviewed. So with that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 pairs. and that would take us through the rest of the month. So I think it's suffice to say, I think I actually will be able to make it through the rest of the month and get you guys your reviews of these roses. I also, I thought I reviewed these, but it appears that I maybe have not. I also never reviewed these that I got back at the All-Star Game weekend in 2020. So that gives me a lot of options. And honestly, what my thought is right now is that, once I do these reviews and these, I get these different shoes, filmed and all this stuff, if I didn't make it through, like, let's say, like, for the days like I missed, so I typically missed one day, so that can add to that. I did a live stream today. I think I've done 3 live streams, so a total of like 8 reviews or so, or sorry, yeah, a total like of not 8, sorry, a total of 13. So 13 more videos to actually like officially do it like properly. That'd be the right way to do it, and then I can go through and show the rest of the collection. Hey man, I'm not doing it to flex. I ain't trying to flex on you, man. I'm just trying to put it all together so people could just kind of see it all in one place and get all these reviews out to you guys and have the stuff for you. I think I did do a review of these, but I didn't re-look them up because I just was looking for the main models at the time. But these D Rose Inglewood Boost, like these are, I call these basically the D Rose 5 low tops because they use the 5 midsole and outsole. I think I did review these, but I've never played in these. Kind of tempted to now. But yeah, these are all the rest of the Rose shoes that I think we'll have for the rest of the month. And that will kind of take us through and help us, finish the challenge and get through all these different reviews all in this one month. It's been a long journey. Got a lot of stuff to cover, but I think overall it'll be pretty good. So, tomorrow I would say expect a review. There should be something of one of these shoes should be featured. I'm gonna try to get ahead of stuff and film as much as I can. If I can get everything if I can get everything filmed ahead of time, that'll help me in terms of like getting the actual releases done and getting stuff posted for you guys and kind of going from there. You want to say what's up? That's Ray. I don't know where Rose is at right now. Hey, Rose. Rose is sitting over there. D-Rose. But yeah, so that will get us through the rest of the Rose videos. And then from there, guys, I mean, I'm not saying I'm done. I'm not saying that the channel or anything is going to go away or that I won't be making any other content or won't be doing anything else that you guys would see here on this channel. But I will be out of Rose shoes to review. And so I will probably start to slowly tackle the backlog of some things I had filmed beforehand, like an AE1 review, reviews of the other AE1 colorways, because over there you can see a bunch of AE1 boxes. There's one there, one there, one there. There's a Yu-Gi-Oh box over there. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh box of shoes. So there's some other reviews to do and to tackle, of course, and so I will do those and get those out there for people to see. And then once I'm basically caught up, then I'm caught up. Like, then there's nothing else to review, shoe-wise at least. So then we'll have to figure out what's going on. Maybe I'll be able to devote more time to the Star Wars stuff that I want to do, because in case anyone didn't know, there's a bunch of Star Wars stuff that's just sitting over there all stacked up. And all that's not in bins, and all that is actually, all that's doubles, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's all doubles. Because everything else that wasn't a double, I put in a bin already. So, but yeah. So we got some, we realized last minute, but we still realized that we had some other, Rose stuff to review. There's a box over here. It's an Ultra Boost box. And that's not a D-Rose box or a regular Boost box. I'm curious as to what shoe that I put inside here. Okay, I reviewed those. Are these yellowing? Yeah, that fuse piece is going yellow. I don't know why I'm surprised by that. I That's a pair of 8s. Those are the yellow ones. I reviewed those 8s. Yep. 773s. I did review those. I have to double check. I'm pretty certain I reviewed the 773 4s. I reviewed 773 3s and the 4s. But if not, then I have, I guess 2 of the reviews as well, too, still. So, yeah, there's that. But, yeah, I want to appreciate you guys for tuning in. The true folks that be, watching the live streams and watching all the reviews and commenting and liking and sharing. I appreciate all that. I need to actually probably start posting these over in the Philippines pages so that the guys can see it for the ones that aren't subscribed, because sometimes you just gotta meet the people where they at. Sometimes people, they ain't subbed to you, and that's just is what it is. But yeah, I think I might do it as a live stream, at least some of it, of me going through and like cleaning up some different shoes, and I'll try to choose good models for it, because I'm gonna have to go through and do. I'll probably run out most of my cleaner stuff, because cleaning a bunch of pairs of shoes is gonna be good, but it's also gonna be a huge pain in the butt. But I mean, I've always told myself actually that, like, if I were to ever get all my shoes cleaned up and like put back together to some sense, that as I would wear shoes and rotate through them, if I just do a weekly cleaning, then they will all stay pretty good. So I can pull them out whenever, and they'll be, they'll still be in good shape. And, because like they're, for example, where is it? 'Cause I had just grabbed this box. I think it was these. Or actually, I may have just found the rose ones. And I did. That's the box of those. So we'll keep that. That's not the box, I guess. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, it's this one. So here's a pair of Rose 1.5s that have been sitting in the boxes. I can't remember the last time I actually wore this colorway of them. But I definitely know I use these to play outdoors in them. Look at all that mud on them, But the crazy thing is to me is that some people go through and they'll sell this shoe just like this on eBay. And it's just like, why would you do that? Like, you couldn't take the time to clean it? But the thing is too, like, I don't mind if like they do that and they sell it for like a cheap price. But if you do that and it's like, oh yeah, here's a pair of Rose 1.5, pre-owned, size 10. I want 150 for these. 150 with all that dirt on it? You couldn't get the dirt off? The dry dirt. Alright, cool. Cool. Glad to see where the respect is at. But yeah. Yeah, I got mine used, but they're in great condition, just dirty on the bottom a bit. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Sometimes, like, you can't really clean that. Like, I wore those Rose 5 Y3s that I did a review of, I think it was on Saturday, and dope shoe. Like, I'm really glad to have that pair, actually, because it's just different, right? But I cleaned those shoes up before I did the review, because I bought those off of eBay, and the outsole isn't going to get much better than what I have it at, but like, it's not horrible. Like, it's not like like the outsole looks like horribly dirty, But then it's like I got a pair of Adidas. It's called EQT Boost, I think, sitting over there, and that toe box is white, but I mean it ain't white no more, and I need to try to go through and clean those. I'm pretty positive I could clean them. But if you don't keep up with cleaning stuff and you don't actually keep up with like cleaners and stuff, it's a hit or miss thing. And I don't even know like what protectants I even have left anymore. Like, I could turn. Let's turn the camera around. Well, let me do it. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. So I have like this Jason Mark kit from a while back that I still have, like, that's protected in there, but the cleaner, or what was left of it, was in there. So that's good to know I'm actually out of that. So that means I need to get something else. And honestly, I think I might get Reshoevn8r. I don't know. If anyone has any recommendations on good shoe cleaners, let me know down in the chat. I have a bunch of soft sole stuff. The soft sole stuff is not horrible. It's good for a quick clean and fix, but sometimes it leaves something to be desired. But it will be something that I can use versus not doing anything with it. We done had 7 people here. We only got 3 people to like the stream. That's crazy, man. I can't get just everyone that shows up just to press the like button just one time for the one time. Someone's definitely gonna like dislike it or leave and not come back because of that. But like, hey, you know what? It is what it is. I gotta ask for just a little bit of love and support I can get. Um, but yeah, I was like, hey, look, I got okay. One of the people that was here that didn't like it, they liked it. You know, that's love. I appreciate that. I appreciate you and the service you've done for the channel. Um, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much uh thank you, Caitlin. That's pretty much all I got for you guys today. So yeah, we got this pile of rose shoes right here that we will go through and tackle. Um, and man, it is a really weird feeling when you go through and you're looking at your channel and you're like, wait, I didn't review like some of these roses, but then I remember that like I was in college when the sevens and the sixes came out, and even the eights and the nines, and that like I usually got like a performance review off, and that was about it. And then when I went back and redid some of my reviews, I ended up like doing reviews of other shoes as well too. Um, I was reviewing a lot of Ultra Boost at the time because I got a big old collection of Ultra Boost over there. When I probably do this video of showing my D Rose collection, I will show that and then the rest of it, and then I will do a separate video just because of naming purposes wise, where I will show the D Rose collection. I'll put it all out with all the roses, but then I also will show you guys the rest of the collection with the Ultra Boost, the other Adidas basketball shoes I have, the AEs, the Star Wars collab, the couple pairs of Yeezys I got, and so on. You still got D Rose 2.5. I do. All my 2.5s are actually right behind me currently. And the 2.5s is the only Rose shoe that I'm like 95% positive that I have every colorway of that was released. If we're counting like college pairs or like the Rose 2.5s were they did those with my Adidas. So if we're talking about like those, then no, I don't have I wish I had gotten a pair of my Adidas D Rose. I wish I had done a pair that way, but I didn't. I actually saw someone on eBay selling a pair of dead stock Rose 2.5s, my Adidas, which is pretty cool. But yeah, no, I mean, if you want to go watch any Rose 2.5 reviews, go ahead and check out, in my on my channel now. Like I said earlier, for the people that were here. Hey, we got 5 likes. I appreciate it. Um, we we had done. I had gone through and made playlists for all the Rose shoes that I've done reviews of anything that's from like the main line. So if it's a Rose 2 or 2.5, I mean, is it the Rose? Any of the 0.5s and any of like the main Rose numbers. There's a review up there. I do find it kind of funny. I was watching today while making the playlist the interview ESPN did with D Rose back at the release of the Rose 10s, talking about how he's one of the only players in NBA history to have to end up having that don't work either too. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll lean up against this. That has 10 consecutive models, and I thought that was kind of interesting as well, but I also think I don't think that's fair to say he has 10 consecutive models because he has more than 10 consecutive models because he has the 0.5s. Um, but you don't count the 0.5s as like a full shoe release, I guess. But like, I don't think that would make a difference for a lot of other NBA players too that like don't have that like LeBron, they had like the Elite Series, and you could call the Elite Series version of the 10s like a different version of them, but like I feel like they were pretty much still the same base model shoe. Usually, you look at something like the KD7s. I think that the KD7 regular was a low top. The KD7 Elite was a high top with a long sock shroud that changed the performance of it. And that's the thing. I feel like if it changed the performance of it a great deal, it should make it a whole different shoe. Now, I would argue, I guess, that the only shoe that's the case with really is the 2.5s and the 1.5s to some degree. But the 3.5s and the 4.5s are pretty much the exact same shoe, only changes the upper, and the upper doesn't necessarily like actually make a huge benefit for the 4.5s. The 3.5s, it's arguably more breathable, which is cool, you know. But yeah, so long story short, yes, I do still have my 2.5s. Pretty much any D Rose shoe I've reviewed, I still have. Um, which is the only reason why my collection is so large, just because I've been able to not my foot hasn't grown since I pretty much started getting roses, and I've taken good care of them. And when you rotate between shoes, that helps a lot too. And also, like I don't often wear some of these shoes above the point five series anymore because um like I just end up wearing a different colorway of them. It depends. It always depends like what's going on stuff at the time. Like in the winter here, if it's like snowing and stuff, I don't like to wear anything like that has like suede on it. It's like I love the Brenda colorway, the 2.5s. I like the St. Patrick's Day 2.5s. Actually, I wear the St. Patrick's Day 2.5s probably the most as of late. Uh, I'm trying to see if those are sitting somewhere real easily grabbable, but they're not because they're actually up there behind those ones. Do I have a 2.5 that I could grab and show real quick? There's a 2.5 right here. It's this colorway. This is a cursed colorway. But if you know what this colorway is, you should know that like this honestly was like my favorite colorway for the 2.5s until that game. Then after that game, I was like, well, I can't like these anymore. No matter how much I want to like them, I can't and I shouldn't. Um, that D Rose 1.5 playoff colorway with the white toe is iconic. Yes, it is. And that one, I have an OG pair of those, and then I have two Restomod pairs of those 1.5s. Bro, I showed those in my review, my first D Rose shoe. Oh, that's dope, man. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I love this colorway. Like, this is a dope colorway. But man, like, the fact that he tore his ACL in these is just leaves a bad taste in the mouth. And also too, it's the only pair I've had this happen with. But the Sprint Web or the fuse material that's really like a synthetic like suede type of feel to it that overlays the rest of the Sprint Web separates from it. And this has been like this since I played in them. Like that's not something that happened over time. That happened way back early when I got them, and same with the other side. It's the only 2.5 I've had this issue with. Honestly though, if I could get a pair of 2.5s like today, dead stock, I would. I paused because I just thought I have a pair of 2.5s dead stock of the away colorway. But I'm never gonna like play in those. I gotta keep that pair of dead stock just for myself. But these are a dope shoe. And I really felt like this was like this shoe using the Crazy Light outsole or traction pattern for the outsole and then it just being a little bit thicker. It's like dog, it's crazy. I will say that the padding back here on these for the sprint frame is does leave something to be desired. But I do like this colorway a lot. Because this colorway too is perfect because it was meant to be like a Jordan Bulls like playoff colorway, you know. And this other one sitting right here, like yeah, these are a pair of Brendas. I also do wear these actually a decent amount. This is another classic callback. The suede on this toe box, crazy. But you see I don't have any of that separation, so those panels happening on this pair, you know. But it is crazy to look at something like this, so I'm thinking about how old these are, because this was made, let's see what the production date is on this. 11/11. December 2011? Oh, man. Or no, November 2011. It's crazy. That's just crazy. But yeah, I think, guys, I'm going to probably end this and see about maybe pulling myself together a little bit. I know it's later now, but I'm tempted to try to film some of these reviews tonight and just kind of get stuff in some like place to where I can easily start to just, you know, grab the rest of the footage for it, that being like the on feed and the close-up stuff. I also might try to play around with seeing if there's a way I would prefer to do some of these reviews that would just add a little bit extra flair to them. But I'm not promising anything because the one-man band thing does make this very difficult. If I had a whole team of people behind me that could help me with the producing for the video, I would probably do it. But since I don't, you know, that is fair. I assure you guys. So you talked about your first pair of D roses. This is my very first pair of D roses. My grandmother got me these. These are the 1.5 homes. Someone is selling these as an OG right now on, I think, eBay. And I'm very tempted to cop. Even though I don't need to, I'm very tempted to cop. Just because I would like to have them. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, I think we know what we're gonna tackle now, and it's kind of cool to kind of see a way to get through the rest of it. Bro, I'll show those. Okay, I wore those every day in middle school. Yeah, those are my first pair of 1.5s. Those are nice, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, so this will, be a way to get through the rest of the month. Hopefully it'll all work out. And then I'll go through and try to get the rest of these kind of cleaned up and ready for some reviews. It's funny because before I started doing the Resto mods, I had, this, I don't think this is my OG pair. Yeah, I don't think this is my OG pair, but this is a pair that I purchased. Or no, maybe this is my OG pair. Yeah, I think this is. Because I bought another pair of these, of the OG 1.5 St. Patrick's Days. But you want to see something, that's sad. That yellow on that toe, there's not much you can do about that. And that does make these look pretty bad. Even the midsole's yellow, and it's like, I don't know, man. I'm not a huge fan of it. But the Resto mods, they look pretty nice. Look pretty nice. I always found it weird how much the suede was messed up on these, on this side. But then, because this is how they were from the day I got them. So then the suede on this side, like, these are a little more messed up than I like them to be, Coach. But somewhere in here too, I know I have a pair of another pair of these that I bought from someone off of eBay that I got for a good deal. Goes W it. Do you know what? Sorry, it keeps on disappearing away. Top chat. Do you know what are new releases when it comes to D-Rose for Resto mod? If you mean new release as in a new colorway, yes. There's only one Rose 4 Resto mod that was done that was a brand new colorway. It was like the orange and it's like I call it the Fruity Pebbles. And the Fruity Pebbles comment really isn't even accurate, but like it's close enough. It might be accurate. I only really eat Frosted Flakes. I can't really remember exactly, but I do remember like LeBron and them did Fruity Pebbles, but that's multicolored. So they're not multicolored, but they're like orange. They actually call them Flintstones because they make me think of Fred Flintstone, which makes me think of Fruity Pebbles. So there we go. And then in the outsole does have multiple colors to it. So anyway, there's a Rose 4 Resto mod that's like that. Those released overseas. They never touched ground stateside, as far as I know. Maybe some state did get them. Nowhere I know. But colorway wise, the Resto mod colorways that I don't have are the Brenda colorway, which my job for my birthday gave me like a StockX gift card. So I might use that gift card for that pair of Rose 4 Resto mods, or I might use it towards this pair of Rose 10s that I never got. That actually I realized are really hard to find. So, and it's crazy because like I remember like when the Rose 10s dropped. They dropped one night randomly on Adidas.com. And I mean, I just went, all right, I want that pair, that pair, and that pair. And I copped them. I'm like, let's go. And I don't regret the choices I made. But the one colorway that dropped that night that I didn't get was that colorway. I was always like, I'll go back and get it later. It's a mistake. Same mistake that I could argue was made with like they dropped the Rose 9s in multiple colorways randomly one day in like February of 2018. But I was in college, man. I didn't have no money for that. I couldn't make that work. Life was rough. I could barely do what I was doing then. But But yeah, so Rose 4s. And then the other colorway that like I don't have that also did release though was of the original Rose 4 colorway that, do I have it sitting right here? No, I don't. The Brendas are sitting right here though. This is, I'm 95% certain this is the Brendas. Yep. So there's the, you know, the Brenda Rose 4s. So they did a resto mod of these. And they did a resto mod of the away colorway, which is the black with the metallic look to it. And it's up here somewhere. It's behind a bunch of these 3.5 boxes, and I really just don't feel like trying to go and dig it out right now. I still remember that Bulls, I still remember that Bulls locker when you did a video about the crazy lights. Oh yeah, you know, I mean, like I said, it's still back there just chilling. And those crazy lights are also over here just chilling too still. They're in what, actually, is this them here? No, I reused this box, didn't I? Yeah, I reused that box. They're still over there. My boy let me borrow those for basketball in high school. Man, the crazy lights, dude. It's a great shoe. Great memories in that shoe. I mean, I remember I rolled my ankle in them pretty bad, but pretty great shoe. I also remember I had someone steal just one side from me, which was weird. I need to find, and I have it here somewhere, or maybe it's in my parents' place. But in high school, someone stole from me my crazy lights, and they stole one shoe from me. They didn't take both shoes. They only took one shoe from me. Never found their shoe, unfortunately. But what was funny is that I ended up buying another pair when I was down in Orlando for the All-Star weekend. Did I buy another pair? They gave me, no, I bought another pair because we went to the Adidas outlet and they had the crazy lights there still, the black and red D Rose ones. So I ended up getting them from there. But I still kept that one side that like from the side from the pair that got stolen. And I always wanted to put together this display because I have the Foot Locker display of that was in their window display of Derek with his hand out that they made the shoe look like it was floating like this. And the shoe that I still have was the left shoe. So I was like, man, it'd be dope someday to recreate that display. And I think I still plan to do that at some point. But, you know, it was funny because I want to do that, but then I have my D Rose clock, and I'm like, well, that's pretty cool, man. So I really didn't feel like changing that up at all and not utilizing that. But yeah, we'll have to take a peek and see what we can find. While I'm on here, so I'm just kind of talking with y'all. Rose 3s. These are actually still in pretty good shape. And honestly, like, I mean, that might be a weird thing to do for a shoe that's over 10 years old, but the leather on here, they still smell pretty much like they did when they first released. These insole on here, though, I'm wondering. Oh, yeah, now that is starting to break down. And that's a bunch of sand in there, so that's crazy because I've never actually... That's something I should probably do and inspect and see, but that's like over time of humidity, I think, too. Yeah, you want to see what a dead insole looks like. That's a dead insole right there. That's tragic. I'm gonna leave that right there. We'll have to investigate the rest of that later. Yeah, parts of it are down in there. But that's also a thing too. We talk about like trying to, you know, take care and look at the kicks and see stuff. Like I've gone in here like and looked at these, but I've obviously not tried to wear them or anything like that. But see how this pair feels. Yeah, this insole feels very similarly. Break it down in that exact same spot too. That makes sense. It's crazy though, because I got 2.5s that don't have like that at all. So I don't know. I have to look and see. D Rose got underrated shoes, bro. Everybody in school was rocking Jordans. I was rocking D Roses. Hey man, the same case for me, dog. That was where my mindset was at. I'm about to maybe message somebody and see. I'll message Lance, see what he says. Because we got a pair of like 3.5s. Now I'm just curious. Is this my pair or is this the pair I bought recent or more recent-ish? Pair of 3.5 aways. But this insole, yeah, this insole's fine. And you see, you take it out. I mean, it's still all one solid piece, and it has the structure to it. I don't know what's wrong with those, huh? That's something I need to look into and see, because I know that's how stuff can kind of start to break down at some point. Here's the Brenda 3s. I feel like I'm learning something new today about my shoes. This is fine for the most part. Huh. Saw a new comment come in. Let's see, who was that from? Do you also have the D-Rose 3 package? Comes with those D-Rose gear and pictures, because I saw those with Nightwing. I do not have that, unfortunately. That is something I wish I had, but I do not have. I remember the D-Rose 3 pack came, I think, with a snapback. It came with the hoodie. It came with, I think, a red D-Rose shirt, and the packaging itself too was different. I never got that media pack, unfortunately. But I would have loved to have gotten it. And honestly, it's one of those things too where, like, if I ever were to find someone that did have it, I would potentially want to end up getting it. I still have all these socks. These are D-Rose socks that go with the Brendas. That's the second pair of them too. So yeah, no, for some reason these ones die. But they don't, I don't know. Nothing's happened with the midsole. Interesting. Happy I kind of looked into that and see. So maybe that's what too I'll look at when I do all these other reviews and stuff. But I think, guys, I'm gonna probably head out. I cooked dinner for myself. I need to go through and put that away in the fridge for the night, and probably bust a move and try to see if I can get maybe one or two of these reviews done tonight. Oh, that hurt like hell. Oh, I don't mean to curse, but that was painful. I could have gave a Tom and Jerry yell. Just Mission Impossible my way through this gap here. Yeah, but I will be back with more stuff tomorrow. Have an actual review out for y'all tomorrow. And I also have some other videos too that will be coming out as well. So I'm looking forward to that. But those ones take a little bit, well, they take a lot more time to edit. I'm trying to see exactly how I want to edit it and release it. So turnaround time on that will be sometime probably for next week's video. And I got stuff for my full-time job that I need to get done with too. So yeah. Or actually, that's a freelance job, not a full-time job. Anyway, there's other stuff to do. I do appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm always glad to have you guys come and show up for the live streams. It means a lot to me. And I will be, I'll be back again tomorrow for another review, and we'll kind of talk and chat a little bit more. The pair of shoes for tomorrow. Actually, I guess I don't have anything filmed right now, so I could choose anything. If someone leaves a comment on here about which review they'd want, well, actually, yeah, we could do that. Let's do it. Why not? For the people that were here that saw the list of options, does anyone know which one they'd want to see reviewed tomorrow? Can I put together a poll? Is that an option on here? That is, those are filters. Whenever I do these live streams on my phone, it's like, what are the options? That's microphone muting. That's highlight, save your channels on unlisted video up to 5 minutes. Huh. Interesting. At least 1 minute videos need to start a highlight. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, did anyone see, if anyone that's just here watching, or if you guys have been here watching, and there was one of those reviews that you like, or one of those shoes you want to see review of the most, do you want to be one of the main lines, like the Rose 5s, the Rose 6s, could be a pair of Rose 7s? Yeah, if you had to pick between 5, 6, and 7, which of those, or would you want it to be an Inglewood shoe? Or do you want to be those 1.5s and do you want to be these 1.5s? Right here. I'll pop them back out. Salute this Kicks crew. Would you want to be these 1.5s? Because these do go crazy. They're just so different, too. This is just like a different colorway vibe for these, Even like the block and all the D-Rose signature there. Yeah. D-Rose 2. The breads. Uh, D-Rose 2 breads. I don't have those. Are you thinking of me saying you want me to do these not resto mod, the retro of these? 1.5, those are crazy. Okay, I got two votes for the 1.5 right now. So speaking, so what I'll do, because I'm assuming you meant these, since these are the Brendas. People also call them the Scarlets. I could do that after I do these. Yeah, so maybe I will do these tomorrow then. I forgot, are these in my size, or did I get these? These are a half size down. Oh, but that's right, it's not a bad thing when it came to this colorway, or it came to like the rose 1.5s. So I guess that's what will win out. So we'll do the 1.5s tomorrow. And then from there we'll just kind of maybe we'll do that. Then maybe go back and do some ones. We'll try to separate it up. I'm gonna look and see colorway wise. I hated the day that I did the 4.5s of the Brendas back to back with the 1.5 McDonald's All Americans. Trash is a decision on my part because it was red red next to reds on the thumbnails. It just does not work. It is not ideal. If there are better decisions to be made, and I didn't make better decisions, and sometimes you just gotta live with the consequences. But yeah, I think this will get us through. It's crazy to think I didn't review any of those. Let's kind of see if anyone else has any other thoughts before I end it. Caitlin, if you're still here, I'm gonna recruit you to help me clean some of these shoes. I need to go to, I think Exclusive Kicks has Rejuvenator. I need to pick that up from them because I think that would be worth a while to use on a bunch of these. But not anything too. I'm not going to use any like the washing machine stuff on anything too old. I think that just is not a smart idea. I don't think washing shoes in the washing machine is ever a smart idea, if I'm being honest. I know people that have done it. It's been fine. But I'm not people, so I think I'm gonna refrain from doing that myself. But yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the plan. Oh, okay, more comments came in. I got you. Maybe we'll leave Miss D Rose on the court with those sneakers. Man, yeah. So it's something I wish we would have gotten to see more of, but I remember being hyped to see anything of him on court was during the Rose 3 and 3.5 era, because I remember seeing him doing shooter rounds before the games during the 3.5 time period, once he was able to cleared for doing routines and drills and stuff like that. And so I remember infamously there's a pair of the 3.5 St. Patrick's Days that we saw him wearing, and that's the only time we saw that colorway. They never officially released that colorway. And there's a pair of those sitting on eBay right now for $9,000. No way. There's no way. And that's the other thing too I sometimes find funny is when people list stuff on websites to sell. I'm just like, who's gonna pay that? They're not even, are they signed? No, they're not even signed. And I get it, they're a super rare pair of D Rose shoes. If I had FU money, then maybe. But that's a lot of FU money to have, that's I'm not betting an eye type of bills. What are those? Credit card debt. What is that? $9,000. I just can't imagine a pair of shoes. That's like people. That's like someone complaining about you not showing up for practice. Not the game, but practice. It's wild. That's wild. Oh, okay, more comments coming. He looked cool with ankle straps, so I always want those. Yeah, no, the speed wraps are cool. Adidas, technically, I think still sells them. They just go in and out of stock at a weird frequency, but I do like them. I still play in the speed wraps. I had a good friend of mine. I found out that she did like sewing and knitting, and I want to see if she could fix the back of them because I at one point in my had taken them somewhere to have someone fix them, but the way they did it, it created a weird seam on the ankle braces, so they rubbed into the back of my ankle, and I was like, this isn't helping anybody. Um, and so with that being the case, I ended up giving her to her though, but she stitched them right back up. I was like, she performed surgery on these. Okay, yo, what's up, Be Kind Rewind? Yo, what's up, bro? We met in 2020 at Adidas pop-up event for D Rose meet and greet. Will you make a video in the future and semi riff for the end of the Rose line? You know, it's a good question. I do plan on making a video talking about how I will, where my thought process will be at if we are officially done, like overall. Um, and I was gonna say I remember a handful of people that I met at the event, um, and so I'm trying to think of if you I remember who you are like face wise. You should message me on my IG. We can kind of chop it up. Because if you're going to be in Chicago for his retirement ceremony thing in January, hopefully if I find a way to get there, or if Adidas won't bless the boy one more time, if anybody want to bless the boy one more time, I should be there, and maybe we can link up again, which would be dope. But yeah, I guess what I will say right now about the Rose line and stuff, and where stuff is kind of at with it, is that I can't say for certain how Adidas is going to move forward now with his line. I believe that the 13-year contract officially has come to an end, and if they plan on signing him to any type of future contract, I have no clue. It is interesting when I think about his line of stuff, and I compare it to someone like a T-Mac or like a Gilbert Arenas, even having his like resto mods and stuff come out. And I'd be curious to see, what Adidas plans to do. Because it has been weird they didn't do anything for his retirement. Like they didn't do it. Like it would, to me, it would have made sense to like post some gear or a shirt or something, but they didn't do anything. So I don't know where that stuff kind of stands, and I don't know where the usage of stuff is, and it's one of those situations too where it's like if kind of talking and comparing stuff to like Tiger Woods, for example. Tiger Woods left Nike, right? He and Nike did not renew their contract, and Tiger started Sunday Red, which my cats are wild. He started Sunday Red, which is a brand new, brand that's all Tiger Woods specific brand that's with TaylorMade, who, funnily enough, used to be owned by Adidas. And so that's its own little thing, its own little entity, right? And Tiger uses a different logo, which they're currently being sued over, because of it being similar to some other company's Tiger logo. Some people argue that it looks somewhat like not the Puma logo. Yeah, I guess some people say it looks like the Puma logo. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. But Tiger does not own his TW logo. So, like, I don't have it, I guess, anywhere by me right now. But, like, the Tiger Woods, like, I have, like, a Tiger Woods cap. I have Tiger Woods old, like, Nike polos that have the TW on it. He doesn't own that logo anymore, so he had to make a new logo. And the rights for that logo will revert to him at some point. But I don't think it's going to revert to him until, like, another 2 or 3 years. It's kind of similar to, like, on another side of things for people to kind of just understand how, like, some rights and stuff works. Back in 2018, when Netflix aired the last season of Daredevil, season 3, and then they canceled the show, or Disney canceled the show with them, and they didn't make any more seasons. It was a strategic move by Disney to cancel it for a handful of reasons. One, because they want to have the rights go back to Disney in totality. Um, and then two, they want to start that process as soon as they possibly can. Because at the time, basically, Netflix and the agreement they had signed initially when they were making the first seasons of Daredevil before Disney wanted to get into streaming and all sort of stuff was that I think it was 5 years. For 5 years after the for 5 years after the final season was released, they would not be allowed to utilize the character. Or it was something to that degree. Or 5 years like the last production date, something like that. So long story short, we didn't see Daredevil, for a long time. And fans continually wanted, Daredevil to come back. And so because of that, like Marvel did pay attention to that and so on and so forth. And so eventually they got, Charlie Cox and Spider-Man No Way Home, and they got him in, She-Hulk, and now Daredevil's coming back for a brand new season in March of next year. That's technically like a quasi season 4. All this stuff is to say is that like the rights and stuff, it's time to get back to different people depending upon how the contracts are ran up. And so I'm saying all this to say that for Derek, with his D Rose line, Adidas maybe owns his logo. They maybe don't. If they own his logo, I imagine that they're going to sign no new contract with Adidas, um, specifically because of trying to avoid any of the stipulations and problems that like it could cause for them to get the logo to be in their own rights if Derek wants to use that. He wants to get into film and he wants to get into produce I think some documentary work. So I could imagine him potentially wanting to reuse his logo somehow with that. Brand synergy, who knows, so on and so forth. But he also could use it to do his own like line of clothing and stuff because like unlike Tiger, and I'm not saying Tiger's dumb for this, but like the D Rose logo is a fire logo. Like that is like one of the best logos for any athlete of all time. Am I biased? Hell yeah. But am I being honest? I personally think so. And so like you wouldn't want to use something else. You wouldn't want to make a new logo. So I'll be curious to see kind of what happens. If that's even a thing. Maybe he owns the rights to the logo. But all in all, when it comes to like what Adidas ends up doing, I have to imagine they have to approach Derek with a contract that makes sense to him. And I don't know where his mindset would be at. He signed a $195 million extension for 13 years. So, like, and Adidas probably is a little bit bitter about the way that, like, from a financial standpoint, the way the line went and his career, I guess, and, how you can look at that from a strictly numbers perspective. But, I mean, I don't know. I still think, and no offense to them, I still think that there was just ways in which they made the line hard to be successful. Um, and like people like Nightwing and stuff has talked about this before, and honestly, that's something I think would be cool to kind of talk with him about. But because I think him and I would talk probably very honestly, which is cool because Chris has always been very honest. Um, they didn't really support him. They kind of fell away from. I mean, and I get it. They support him throughout the ACL injury, but then he had the meniscus tear. And they didn't really support him through that. And then he got traded to New York, and that's not exactly the course of events, but like as stuff went along, I don't know. All is a bunch of speculation. But to answer your question, yeah, I will probably end up doing something at further length with it. I see your comment. 100% agreed. Also, have you ever heard of his line? Has any scrap models to service online? His shoe line is so intriguing. There's a lot of random Rose models that we just never came here. There's a pair that I'm looking at on eBay currently that's like selling for like $80 from someone. I have no clue how they got them. Like I don't know where this person in the States bought this shoe from, but they have it, and it's basically a shoe that takes a lot of the elements from the Rose 773 fours and utilizes it in a weird thing. But shoes like that will never see the light of day again. Like never. A lot of the shoes I had stacked up over here, these Inglewoods, man, where is it? It's on the very bottom. There's these Inglewoods over here, low key look like low top because of how the materials are laid out on the. Yeah, it's a little bit of a drag, but they remind me like what a low top foam posit could look like. That's a little bit of a drag, but like there's just certain shoes that like really never saw any real attention. They weren't really sold many places, so it's always hard to kind of see and kind of go from there with stuff. So. I kind of also missed some other people's comments, so be kind. I'm gonna go and read back some of these other people's stuff. What's your daily Rose rotation when hooping? Man, when I'm hooping, I'd be smart to rotate through my hoop shoes better. But you know, when you start playing in a certain shoe and it supports you a certain way, your play style adapts to the way that shoe supports you to some degree. Um, so like right now, the shoe I'm playing in currently, is those Sunshine threes. That's my current hoop shoe. That colorway right there specifically. Um, I should play in some of the 1.5s a little bit more because I do love those. And I mean, I plan on maybe trying to play in this pair of Rose sixes that I got, like the that I got. That's the right there, the my Adidas of. But hooping like consistently wise, I usually just stick to one. Now, I will say though, when I was performance testing like the Rose 8s, the Rose 9s, the Rose 10s, the Rose 11s, and even the Seneschal like 1s and 2s. Inadvertently, at some point, I went back to playing in the Rose 7s because the prime knit upper, I mean, the Rose 7s, you go watch that ESPN interview, and D Rose even talks about the fact that like the Rose 7s, people like he loved the shoe, and people love that shoe. And the Rose 7s truly, I mean, I think the Rose 7s were the pinnacle of the Rose line because, and I'll show you right now, and I'll talk about this in the review, but I'll show you this right now with these. This shoe in this colorway, or any colorway that's actually like a prime knit colorway, is awesome because you have a really great upper in the prime knit, okay? The lacing system on here is good and supportive. The collar, if you don't wear speed wraps, this collar's GeoFit. So is the tongue. So, like, the way this molds to your foot and to your ankle is great. The little heel support here is also nice. It's not a sprint frame, so you don't have anyone complaining about it being too narrow, okay? It's full-length boost. The full-length boost is phenomenal. I mean, like, truthfully, like it doesn't. I have yet to have these bomb out. I've played in this shoe since it released, damn near this colorway. And besides like that tear right there, and that's from my speed wraps, these are fantastic. They're still in pretty good shape. The traction is giving out a little bit, but that's talk about another thing about this shoe. The traction on these is the best traction on any Rose shoe. Period. That's why they brought it back for the Rose 11s. Like this grips in every direction. And this here is probably my single favorite feature of this shoe. This outrigger, so that when you land, it rolls your foot back in. Like, dog. I'm telling you, the Rose 7s. If I could only have one pair of Rose shoes for the rest of my life, but you told me I could have it in every colorway they released, and anytime I wore it out, I could get a brand new one made off the factory line. It's the Rose 7s. And in the winter, when I'm wearing like jeans, it's high cut enough to weigh in a way where I can still like rock the tongues there on the logo, or the logo's there on the tongue. The three stripes there are cool. Some pairs it was like reflective, even though it just looks like honestly kind of looks like electric tape there. But again, the prime knit upper is just great. The engineer mesh pairs aren't bad. They're not fantastic, but they aren't bad. I would hoop in a pair of the engineer mesh ones. I haven't since I've had prime knit pairs. I guess I just noticed I do have a chip right here on that. Look at that. Oh, that's a little bit. There's a little bit of sole separation there. That actually makes that makes total sense. These are super old, and I mean I've hooped hard in those shoes. Like that is probably, I don't know. There was one season the ball I was playing with a team. Well, I wasn't playing like a super like difficult league, but like I was playing like 40 minutes every game. So I was playing the whole game, would not get subbed out. Was wearing those, and dropping like anywhere from like 20 to like 30 points. Like, and that's not like I'm not saying it to flex. I'm just saying like the Rose 7s different. That shoe is different, and you will not get me to say anything otherwise. The Rose 7s they just were different. Okay. Just found that I've been subbed you since December 2012. Man, because so you've really been there. You've been here for a while, man. That's love. Unsure if you answered this or not. Do you think there are some wrestle models in the future for D Rose? I hope. Even some of the shoes, like a Rose 7, y'all even got a Restom on it. Just make it. You can put that shoe out today. It still would be like I love the AE movies. The AE ones, fantastic shoe. Yo, wait a minute. It just hit me. If you want to WrestleMod the Rose 6s prime knit and the Rose 7 prime knits, you don't need to give me an 8. You don't need to give me I'll take a 5. I'll take the 5 WrestleMod. Use Light Boost. It would go crazy. It would go crazy. Someone's screaming outside. It would go crazy. I don't like that. Someone's screaming outside. They would go nuts. So I guess if they did a Resto mod, that would be the way to go about it. These comments weren't popping up, but yeah, if D Rose gets signed again, that'd be cool. Yeah, finance lines. I worked at a Chicago area Adidas, and we didn't really stock much for him, especially after the trade. Once in a while, we receive his later models on discount. And yeah, that's the thing. Even like here, like it's funny. I'll go into and that's the thing that's so weird to me about like Adidas's relationship with D Rose in the States, especially. I know how much y'all paid for his contract. I get it, but you send Ultra Boost. Half of these, look at those Ultra Boosts over there. You send an Ultra Boost to outlets. A shoe that retails at a price of $180 to $200 usually, depending upon some of the things they do with them, right? You would send those shoes to outlets. Sorry, Adidas would send those shoes to outlets and then discount them down all the way down. Like I walked out of the Adidas outlet here in Nebraska with 3 pairs of Ultra Boost 22s and 2022 for like $120 for 3 pairs. So if it's about the fact like, oh, his line is I don't believe it, because the other part of that story is that when I've gone to these outlets, whether it's been actually, I'm just going to use the Nebraska example as a case, okay? Going to those outlets, employees that are working, they're like, hey, yo, those D Roses? Man, where'd you get those? Or like there was a time when like I ordered a pair of D Roses. I can't exactly remember what happened, but they were the wrong size or something like that. So like I was just hearing weird sounds. I returned them, and the guy was like, "Man, you return these?" I'm like, "Hey, man, my misfortune is your blessing." And sure enough, I think the guy literally bought them that day, because when I came back out there to look for someone else, he had them on his feet, which I thought was hilarious. But like, that's my thing. Like, and again, okay, yeah, they're working at the store. Like this time, like I worked at Finish Line for a long time. I would see roses come in. I see what would go on sale and what wouldn't. But again, to me, it's the way in which you sell them and stuff like that. Arguably so, the minute they made the Rose line 160 was the minute they doomed themselves, because that killed, I think, a lot of traction and people having wanted to buy the shoes, because they were originally 110 and then you upped them to 160 and the materials, there's a lot of stuff to talk about there with that, but like the way they treated his line, I think just was crazy, and it just was like made less sense, but people wanted shoes, and that's the thing that I find weird. It's like, you mean to tell me that, like, I think about like working at like a Finish Line. There were times where we would get a shoe in, and because we were not expected to sell a bunch, we got a size run. And I mean that we got exactly a size run. So that means a size 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12, sometimes a 12.5, and a 13. No 14, no 15, no bigger size. That's all we get. And we'd sell out, usually. I don't think there's ever a time that we had just a size one of a shoe in that we did not sell out. You can't tell me that you couldn't put the same amount of like stock of it on the American Adidas website and people wouldn't buy it. There's no reason why the Sunshine 2s and 3s never saw stateside releases, and the Sunshine 1s were going to be the Rose 12s. That's not me leaking information at this point. There are samples out there of the Sunshine 1s that say Rose 12 on them. I have yet to speak publicly exactly about, like, I don't think I did, at least, about why those Sunshines became the Sunshine 1s instead of the 12s. But I digress. Adidas' history with the line stuff, it's weird. I'm personally just hoping that they still support him, Steven Adams he hooped in the sevens for like 3 seasons post. Like, come on. Godchild, the fives are top tier 2 in my opinion. The fives are pretty great. I did enjoy playing in the fives. But man, the sevens is just so hard to beat. I always get motivated every time I remember D Rose Return episode. Yeah, the D Rose Return episodes, those were super dope. That documentary's cool. That was a very cool documentary, and I just loved all the filming and all the work that went into that, you know. Bro, what size are you? Man, I'm my size, Akashi, man, so good luck. Peace. No, I'm a size 9.5, 10. Depends on the model. Yeah. Will it be crazy to get the D Rose logo tatted? I don't think it's crazy. There's a dude that I met at the gym out here one day, was hooping. This is back when before I fractured my ankle, so I was still like playing, but I was still in pretty good shape. I don't think I'm in very good shape now, but that's besides the point. Anyway, we was hooping. Dude was talking like, man, you wearing the D Roses, man, you rock with D Roses, talking a little bit. He realized that I was the guy who did all the reviews and stuff of of the Rose line, and he showed me like, hey bro, I got something to show you, and he had a D Rose tattoo tatted right here, and then there's a couple other guys I know, I'm forgetting their names, but they've got a D Rose logo tatted, and if I was a person that like want to get tattoos, I definitely would get it, but it's not anything I've ever really wanted to do, just because I'm not a tattoo person myself. But like every now and then, I think about it, I go, I could. I mean, this could be kind of hard, dog. It'd be kind of hard, but I haven't done that. You still have the D Rose hats? I do. I do. I have the red with the black logo. I have the black with the red logo and the rose petals on it. I have the black with the gold logo and the like embossed or debossed, embossed. Yeah, embossed like vines and roses on it. I have the white one with the black logo. I have the blue one with the black logo. Somewhere I have a beanie. I have the Son of Shy beanie. I have like 2 Son of Shy beanies. I think I have maybe it was 1 Son of Shy beanie, and I have a Son of Shy hat. All the first hats I mentioned were all like the flat the snapbacks, and then the Son of Shy one was the like a regular like a dad cap. I guess is how I'm not sure is that what people call those still now, dad caps. Yeah, and I still have like a lot of like my hoodies and my sweats, some of those different like apparel pieces. And I've tried to buy stuff from like the Philippines or when I find things online. I got this really dope D Rose like Letterman jacket thing that I don't know where they sold this, because I think it had to be like a friends and family type thing. I don't know whose it was, but it's a collab with I think a drawer designer. I have to look at it again. My buddy Wayne, my old roommate, buddy Wayne, he knew exactly who the collab was with. But that thing is hard. But yeah, I think that's about it. Trying to make sure I'm not missing any other comments. Every time I'm out, they pull me back in. I always get motivated every time when I have a D Rose return. Yeah, 5's fun. 5's. I remember just liking the 5's a lot because those first crazy lights with boost in it were not the move. I was not a fan. And I think I might have made some people at D's a little upset, but like I never, focused on my channel so heavily that I got like the hundreds of thousands of views on videos. Like my videos would get like, if I was one of the first ones to it, I could get like 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 views. Like I could get stuff like that, 60,000 views. I could get numbers like that, but never enough to be a thing where it was like me talking bad as like a threat. At least that's how I look at it. And threat's the wrong word. Is a disservice to the brand is probably the better way to say it. But the thing is, I'm loyal. The way I look at it, it's like a good relationship. A good relationship, you should be able to like
tell your significant other, like, if appropriate, the places where it's like, hey, why you moving like this? You should maybe move like that. I'm not trying to change you, not for the worse. I'm trying to change you to help you be better. I'm trying to help motivate you. You don't think you can work that job? Well, why don't you think you can work that job? That sounds like get your mindset up. I think this you think you can get away with. You think the bagel let you disrespect? I mean, you you think we gonna let you disrespect D Rose by just giving him a regular box? I think you want to stop that shit after the Rose 11s, and they did. They did. So it's little things like that. Like you gotta sometimes give feedback, and again, I'm not saying that like that's an instance where like I know that's something I said that did I heard from someone that I did annoy somebody with it, but I don't know if I'm the reason why they changed and went back to having him have a box. But again, it's one of those things where, like in my head, and I could be wrong. I mean, because I understand like trying to handle and manage budget, and you can only do certain things, and like maybe they were allocating the money that was spent on making him a specialized box and putting that towards material costs for the shoe or something. I don't know. But I've always just was like, kind of whack. But we eventually got our box back. Son of Shy is the same box across the one through threes. Works for me. The rest of mods have the same boxes for all the rows 1 and 1.5s. Works for me. The fours have their OG box. Again, works for me. And that's the thing is at the end of the day, it's like it's not that hard just to do those sort of things. At least in my like estimation of stuff. But let's double check this real quick and see. Please never stop making D-Rose content. I really love your channel. Taking his box was dirty. It was, man. There's no reason. Because honestly, thank you first, and also to Cruz. Thank you for the love, man. I do appreciate that. I'll make D-Rose content for as long as I can. Something I thought about is maybe I should do a little book review of his book. Cause I never did that, and maybe talk about the documentary because I never did that either. But I'm really excited to see the stuff that Derek's going to do in retirement now. I'm happy for him to be there for his son PJ and stuff, but I'm also excited to see him put his time and passion and dedication into family, but also into his like interest in film. Because again, like it's just a weird quasi connection I still can feel towards him by it being the thing like I was most passionate about. And basketball being like my second love. But yeah, the box thing, and I was gonna say this, maybe I'll be done after this, unless somebody says something that makes me go, maybe I should, But this is the original D Rose box. Yeah, that's real dusty, I know. But this is the original D Rose box, right? Like, what I never understood was them taking this box from. This box is so plain. Like, all things considered, it is a black box that has, and I guess printing wise, I will say, you would think this would be really cheap, but printing wise and stuff, this does cost more than the regular Adidas box to do, especially when you're making the stripes, reflective and the logo reflective. But otherwise, it's a pretty simple box. It's all black, not a lot to it. The Rose 5, 6, and 7 box definitely has a little bit more to it, and personally, I thought was the coolest box that he's had. I do really like the rest of mod in the Son of Shy box, but here, let me flip this camera around just to show you guys real quick. This is the 5, 6, and 7 box. This box is dope because again, this logo is much bigger than it is on there. The 3 stripes are more prominent, but also to here, the dimensionality to it. This is dope. And I love having the 2-tone colors to it, and the box not being fully like just across the top like this is like any other regular Adidas box. Having this to it just gives this little extra design language that I like, and I think it's pretty cool. And this is where it would have been too much, but like depending upon the colorway, it's weird, and it's not necessarily weird, but like they could have changed it based off the colorway, like the box could have been, or like it could be changed off of, like, okay, so the black and red goes with him being a Bull and being in Chicago, but then being in New York, who knows. But
That's the other thing too. I always kind of think about that as that also didn't help his career was Chicago did really screw him over. I think in the grand scheme of things, it worked out for him in his life, and I feel like you know God has a plan for you and a purpose and stuff, and it all ended up working out. But ideally, if he had stayed in Chicago, I don't think his career would have been any less good. Those years of Fred Hoiberg might have been rough. I don't know. I'm thinking about just like his time with the Knicks was good the first time. Besides some stuff that happened there, the getting traded to Cleveland was rough, and then being with Minnesota, he was pretty good there. I was watching. People go back and you look at D Rose highlights when he was in Detroit. He was hooping. He was really hooping. I mean, he had game winners. I think he had a couple 30-point nights. And I think he had like a couple triple double nights too. Like maybe one or two triple double nights. Maybe not that many. But like, he was hooping. Saw another comment come through. What's your most expensive D Rose sneaker in your collection? Um it's a toss up. It's raining. It's a toss up in my opinion. I can't say for certain. But I have those 2.5s that he signed from the All Star game in 2012 that are signed by him. So it's probably those. Um, Alternatively, it's probably a D Rose 3.5 Jeremy Scott's because there's only 700 of those in the world. And like every time I see a pair on eBay, I'm like, well, that's more than 700. There's only 700 of them in the world, or 750. It's here 700 or 750. There's a super limited amount of those in the world, and that shoe, I barely have worn it. I've worn it maybe like once or twice. I kind of wish I kept them dead stock, but like that is a shoe that is the most rare Rose shoe out there. Not true. It's the most rare public general release. General release isn't fair. Um, More rare than the Bears three. I can't say for certain if it's more rare than the Bears threes. But I will tell you the reason why I think the Jeremy Scotts are more rare than the Bears pair is because the Bears pairs, the Bears pairs, um, they went to outlets and places. So like I'm pretty certain the pair I got was from a guy who picked them up for me down at the Kansas City outlet. And then you go on eBay and there's people that sell that pair for a lot, but like again, they sell it for a lot, but I've seen that there's a guy that for a while that had a full size run of them. He had a full size run, and it's like I don't know, it's hard. There's a person on like Poshmark right now that's selling a pair of the Bears. Um, Someone on eBay I think is selling a pair of the Bears right now in my size, and not for even like a lot of money. So like it's hard to say. The Jeremy Scott ones, I just am going off of the fact like they were rare and hard to get. And like 700 pairs, I mean, in my head, uh, I guess I think about the math and 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12, 12 and a, I was going to say there's a 13. So that's 10 pairs. You take that 8 times, 10 by 10, that's 100 pairs. So that's 10 size runs, 10 full size ones of that, it's 100 pairs of them. So then you say that there is uh I'm bad at math, but on my brain's frying. Um that's so sad too. But basically you take that and you'll take basically, that one size run of them is 10 pairs. And then you take that up to 700. Like that's not a lot of pairs out there in general to like find versus I just feel like with the Bears ones it's weird because it's like they made I think it was going to be a limited release in the first place, but then they weren't able to sell them the way they were wanted to, so then they sold them just at the outlets just to get rid of the stock of them. And it's like I don't know, it kind of to me had like the same legend of like the Chicago band ones from Jordan. But yeah, I'd have to say
I have to say, yeah, because I don't know. Those Bears ones are awesome though. Like I do love those a lot. But the thing I was gonna say it's like more rare than that is any pair that he actually wore. And even besides that, it'd be some sample pairs. There is this I forget his name, guy over in China. We talk, follows me on Instagram and follows me, I think, here on YouTube as well. He has a pair of Rose 3.5s that I've shown on my channel because he sent me the footage of it, so I could edit together into a review. And it's of a pair of 3.5s, which I think they were called like the thank yous or something like that. Basically, there's only maybe one pair in the world, one or two pairs in the world, and he doesn't even have a full pair. He just has one side of it, and the one side he has all these different names on it, from different people to accounts and influencers and stuff. And I think they were meant to probably be like a thank you thing for like the return campaign. One of the pairs has like my Instagram handle on it, Adam MVP Turner. I'm like, I had never seen this shoe. And that was the first time I saw this shoe was like a year or two ago. I was like, that blew my mind. Um, so it's stuff like that where it's just like, there's options out there. Uh, but it's just I mean there's a lot of different like options out there what it could be. I think if I were to sell my whole Rose collection, I don't think my Rose collection would sell for as much. Actually, no, let's change that. So there's the guy that I've linked you guys to before on my Instagram, but also here on some of the videos this month. Uh, uh, the Son of God Ephoriel 12, I think, is Vanessa's account. Vanessa's account's name. Um, but he has roses that I don't even know how much he paid to get some of the pairs that he has. But they're just pairs that just are either samples or just did not release. Period. And so those shoes are like Sunshine ones in colorways that are meant to harken back to the Rose fours. Um, he has two. He has one that's of the Simeon ones and one that would be of the Midnight Skies. Super dope. He has some of the Rose nines that I can't even remember which ones had a official release and which ones didn't fully. So I can remember the ones I could think I remember seeing on the website, but then there's also pairs that's like, no, those ones were not on the website. Those were like a player exclusive pair or something close to that. And it's like, don't know how he got his hands on those. And even like the guy over in China, he has a bunch of he is the one that has a pair of the Son Shy ones, um, with the Rose 12 on it, where it says Rose 12 on them. So, it's like I said, it's hard to say. Uh, but yeah, it's probably my rarest roses probably are those threes. Our most valuable would be those Bears threes, the Jeremy Scott 3.5s, the 2.5 All Stars, and honestly, I think that's kind of it. Um, the Chicago Fire threes, the Chicago Fire threes, the Nightmare Before Christmas threes. I mean, they're kind of rare, but I wouldn't call them like super rare. They were limited edition ones. But Harry, where would you recommend purchasing older models from? eBay. If you're okay with getting pre-owned and cleaning them, just gotta look at the photos and really identify well, like if you think they look like they're in good shape. eBay, Mercari, uh, not StockX, not Goat, Poison, Kickscrew, then StockX, no, then Goat, then StockX, and then Fight Club. Actually, Fight Club weirdly has some roses on it. But yeah, that's where I would recommend going. Did you grab a pair of the concrete ones? The ones that released you're saying the concrete ones, as in the ones that were at the All Star game in 2020, right? With the roses on them. Because actually, they're sitting right here, so I can. You're talking about these, right? Because yes, I did. These are so dope. I think I got 2 pairs of these actually. I think the other pair of these I have is I have them sitting somewhere. Yep. But I never reviewed them. I realized, or at least when I was looking them up on my channel. Sometimes YouTube search is weird. I didn't realize how many videos I've made on Crazy Black Man. I've made over 600 videos on this channel, which like I guess given the amount of time that I've been on YouTube with it, that's like not anything crazy. But when I was going through and organizing all the reviews, I was putting down all the ones that like I was trying to put all in the playlist, all the reviews that I had done um, in the playlist so I could easily look at. And that's when made me realize I'm like, wow, I didn't review a bunch of these. So that's how I found all these ones I had never reviewed that I owned. But like I said, some of them I've owned for a long time and I've hooped in a lot. Like those sixes, that's like the Scarlet Sixes. They didn't realize that I have those, but I mean, I hooped in those shoes a lot. So, but yeah, well, we got 7 people. It's funny how people keep on popping the later it gets. Uh, it's 11:42. Damn, it's late. Um, I'm gonna go. I think you know I've stayed on much longer than I thought I would. Um, which isn't a bad thing, but I definitely am not gonna be able to do a review tonight now. I mean, I could, but like, I don't want to be like zapped of energy. Not that I'm like super tired, but I'm tired enough. Um, and between me and y'all, all 8 of you that's in the chat here, man, it's interesting when you like gotta deal with the ups and downs of every day to day life, you know. But then you're also like, oh, I gotta go make this video, and it's like I gotta do one of these every day because I said I was gonna do one every day. And it's like, but I'm not feeling it today. I don't want to. They ain't gonna watch a comment anyway. But then I still go and do it. So I don't know. It's like something I've had some thoughts about as a late. I'm just like, man, this is crazy, dog. Like, cause I don't have a minute I feel like to breathe and get like my own like breath and energy back. Even though like I did miss one day officially. I missed one day versus like technical difficulties stopping me from hitting the day. But I was determined to get through this month, man, because as D Rose himself once said, when you wake up every morning, all you guys one job to do, and that's to get better, and it's a good way to go about it, man. It's a good way to go about it. I'm tired, boss, but it's a good way to go about it. So no, I pump faked earlier on y'all saying I was leaving. I was heading out, but I'm for real this time. Sounds like the Rose 1.5 is what the review is going to be for tomorrow. So I do appreciate y'all for tuning in. You guys that like come here. I mean, literally, it's for a channel like mine, the size of mine, that is in a very niche category that doesn't consistently post anything. I really do appreciate y'all, and I appreciate y'all being here. Maybe do a stream of Black Ops 6 release. Man, if I had the money, I'd buy Black Ops 6 on the release and do that. Yeah, that'd be lit. But you can catch me on Warzone. Maybe I can get my buddies we can stream some Warzone for y'all. But we get in Warzone, and I mean, I'm transported back to being in MW2 chats, saying like we in there just wilding. I ain't even gonna lie. So I had to make sure to censor myself a little bit, but we get a dub, and I'm like, yeah, it's up and it's stuck. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's not a bad idea. So maybe I could do that. But yeah, no, I would be a liar to say to y'all that I'm not looking forward to having an excuse to give myself some breathing room. But the one thing I do think every time I've done this, and especially now, is that we did it. Anything is possible. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do the Jason Tatum mix with the KG, but I do think about the thing of anything is possible. Like, again, I'm not making God's gift to YouTube videos right now, or even the shoe reviews. Like, the production value to which I would ideally want to do this stuff at with a team and a little bit of like funding behind me is totally different than what I'm doing. But that being said, what I am doing, I think is decent enough to where I don't think it's horrible quality. I do think you guys do seem to enjoy it, and you guys do seem to watch. So, but yeah, Black Ops stream. I'm gonna catch it on one of those sneaky sales. Sneaky sales. Sneaky sales. Later in probably December or November or December. Because I'll never forget, it was like in December last year that like Modern Warfare 3 had a sale and they sold it. I got that shit for like $20. That was perfect. So I'll probably do the same thing this year. Because I hate playing full price for Call of Duty. But Sparking Zero, let them just restock it. They restock that Premium Collector's Edition, boy, and I get that email at the right time. I'm in there. I'm in like Flint. I'm still not over them canceling my order. But hey, I love it. Recently getting the PS3 to relive those Call of Duty times. That's love, man. Call of Duty, PS3, man. My PS3 still kicking. She a little engine that could, man. She got that PS2 in her too, so she got that true heart to her, man. And so I can still play PS2 games on that. And honestly, I've thought about doing some streaming with that because I can plug that into the Rode X Streamer and use it as a capture card to then stream from the PS3. So there might be some merit to doing that. I also now and then think about renaming the channel and not say Crazy Black Man at all anymore. I renamed it years ago to be, I think I made it AT Productions for a while. But then I changed it because I want the AT Productions to be for any of the film work I did. So we'll see. Could have just named it the CBM 108. Doesn't sound as jarring for people. I'll leave you all with one story real quick since I got six of y'all here and y'all done stuck it out with me this whole time. We done chopped it up. When I was back in high school and I had this channel, and I was working at Finish Line at the time, I will never forget that I'm in the mall walking somewhere, and a kid had came up to me and was like, "You're a Crazy Black Man." White kid. The mother looked horrified. I mean, I've never seen a mom snatch their kid so quickly in public. A white mom snatch their kid so quickly in public. I've seen a black mom do that to a kid. And sometimes I've seen that from a first-person perspective. I never got snatched by my mom like that. My dad might have, though. My dad might have been like, yeah. Anyway. I wonder if he's watching this, because I know sometimes he'd be up and be watching my stuff and be posting. So if you're watching this right now, Vincent Turner, was good. I just put your name out there. That was probably a bad idea. I might dox you real quick. No, I'm kidding. But she snatched her kid so quick, dog, and I was like, whoa. It's not his fault. It's not your son's fault. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I said, no, like, ma'am. It's not your kid's fault. I have a YouTube channel where I do shoe reviews over D Rose's shoes. And it's like, I look like point out, I feel like these shoes right here might like these D Roses. He knows me, I guess, from my channel. So I said, 1, very cool. 2, I looked at the kid. I'm so sorry. I looked at the mom. Please don't be mad at your kid. It's not your fault. It's not the kid's fault that some idiot, some 8th grader decided to, like, when they were going in the freshman year of high school, like, yeah, new YouTube channel time. Let's rename it. What are we going to name it? I got an idea. Crazy Black Man 108, baby. Because that makes total sense, right? you know. So yeah, but that was a really funny situation to be in, because man, I felt so bad for that kid. I was like, damn, I almost made him, man. Well, that's not the phrase at the time, but when I think about today, I was like, damn, she was about to ready to crash out. She was about to end that man's whole career, and for what? He didn't even mean to do it. He didn't even mean to do it like that. What are these sitting over here? I don't remember putting a pair of Rose Resto Mods over here. Oh, I know what these are. This is working at Finish Line for a long time. It has its perks, because when you work at Finish Line long enough from the Resto Mod shoes, and these went on a deep discount, and then you stacked it with your own discount, Yep,
you double up because you go, I don't know, I'm only gonna need thems, but right now I kind of needs thems, you know. But yeah, that story, that was a crazy thing, and it was a crazy experience. So wherever that kid's at, I hope he's doing well. I'm about to end the stream and more people showing up. Y'all can't be showing up as I'm about to end it. Close out the stream for some fire. Hey man, you talking about fire? A Phoenix colorway? The Sun and Shy threes in this Phoenix colorway, those are fire. I do want those. I feel like I've been over here before. I definitely showed y'all some of the stuff that's sitting over here. Because these are them Yu-Gi-Oh boxes. I showed this last time I did a live stream. There's some Yu-Gi-Oh boxes over here. We got the 81s over here. We got Spider-Mans over here. So there's some heat. There's some heat hidden behind every corner. You know, you never really know what you're gonna find or what you're gonna get. You know, life is like a box of chocolates. We got 10. Why y'all keep showing up? Is the stream back? There we go. Leave. The stream by the end. Leave. You got your stuff. People get out. Damn. Remember, you still got the food to put away. Yo, I do still got the food to put away. You right? And we going back downstairs to do that shit right now. But I'm saying I'll be lucky if the cats then jump up there and try eating some of that. But yeah, no. Long story short, man. I appreciate y'all. We love y'all tuning in, supporting the boy. It means a lot to me, so I appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another review, and then, you know, after that, in November, we'll hop into some live streaming. Y'all may have to pop over to Crazy Star Wars Fan 108. You see, I didn't learn my lesson like 5 years apart. But anyway, Crazy Star Wars Fan 108. I've used that channel a long time. I got videos on there from like freshman, sophomore year of college. Some stuff from like, I guess, after graduation. But you know, if I do any Star Wars content, I'm definitely just going to upload it there. It just makes more sense. If people here do want to see it, you know, I'll make sure to let people know. But, yeah. All right. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to put this food away right now. Put the tacos away and go about my business. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Appreciate y'all. And I will see you guys around later. Bye.